Okay, very well. So we're going to go to our usual mathematics after that. So I'm going to start today with the exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne Prime. And again, this is online. So actually this link is online right now. Okay, so don't write anything down, please. It's already online. So the exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne Prime is 353. This is just reminders for you. 353 is the sum of the frequency of Hha plus Meem in Surah 42. 353 regular prime is 4253. And note that 4253 is the exponent of the 19th Mersenne Prime. And Surah 42 has 53 verses. So now we look at this. 353rd Sphenic number is 2278. And now we go to chapter 2278 and find out what it actually says. And strive in the cause of God a true struggle. He has chosen you and has not put any hardship on you in practicing your religion. We just talked about it. This is not a hardship that God has imposed upon us. This is the nation of your father Abraham. He called you Muslims previously. This is God who called us Muslims previously. And in order for the messenger to be a witness amongst you, and you will be witnesses amongst the people. Therefore, observe the contact prayers and give the cleansing charity and hold on to God. He is your Lord, the best Lord, and the best supporter. Okay. This is the last verse of chapter 22 called Al-Hajj. Okay, pilgrimage. 2278th regular prime happens to be 353.93. 353.93 happens to be happy prime, happens to be the 619th happy prime. And 619 is the 114th prime number. As we know, that's the number of verses in the Quran. So you see how it connected it to the number of surahs in the Quran. Okay. 353.93 happens to be the 1365th lonely Gaussian composite, and 1365 fifth revealed verse in the Quran is 1998, which is the last verse in chapter 19. 1146 composite is 1365, and you note I have an asterisk there. Surah 114 has 6 verses. 1365 is equal to 3 times 5 times 7 times 13. The indices of these primes are 2, 3, 4, 6. 1998 composite happens to be 2, 3, 4, 6. And 1998 is the 2346 verse in the Quran. The 19th permutation of 2, 3, 4, 6 is 6, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4 is the number of numbered verses in the Quran. And the reason I had an asterisk because those asterisks, items, bullets, are what I privately communicated to Milan. So that's his finding. Okay. So, as I said, you do this, okay, you become a better person. You become a person of integrity and dignity and honor, Okay. You don't do things because it's a cheap material gain, a fast material gain. You do things, we do the worship of God because it's the right thing to do. It's the fair thing to do. It's the acknowledge of what He has done for us. Okay. So, we went through this, okay, that when you get your paycheck, remember, that is your harvest. And God has provided that provision for you. Because you go to the grocery store and you buy the harvest of God. Because the farmers, they come and sell that harvest to the grocery store. Okay, that's how they're designed today. And you go there and you buy and you feed yourself and your family. Okay, so your paycheck is your harvest, and so you have to be grateful to God for giving you that. Then He says, "Look, give just a little bit to the poor and the needy, because that's His right." Okay. Remember at the time of the harvest from the Old Testament, Deuteronomy 24:19. Okay. And when you make the harvest in the field and you forget a bushel, don't go back to get it. You leave it there. For those people who need it, they come and pick it up. And God tells us secret charity is much more preferred to God. Okay? Because now, you see, that guy who's going to pick it up, he doesn't know who left it there. And the guy who left it there doesn't know who picked it up. But you see, when we read those verses, we don't pay attention. We just completely ignore it. We don't understand the philosophical aim of those verses, what God meant when He said this. Why didn't He just say, go give it to this poor person? Okay. Because when you and I give it to some person, we may distinguish between somebody who's like us and somebody who's not like us. And God doesn't want to do that. Okay. So that's what God said. In the time of the harvest, a little bit goes to these people because that's their right. It's the God-given right for them to be fed. Because that's the harvest that I gave you. Okay. There comes responsibility with that harvest. So when we read these verses, as I said, and we are not given the credit where the credit is due, we're not worshiping God anymore. But when we do this, when we go approach this whole thing, the acts of worship that we offer God, okay, in this kind of paradigm now, that we are acknowledging all of these, okay, so which way is better? Not acknowledging it or acknowledging it? Is the truth better or falsehood is better? We have to make those decisions for ourselves. Okay, I'll stop here and we'll